Guys, see, okay, I'm laughing because before we started these videos, ne, I was meeting with my friend, the guy behind the camera, Onana, and he's doing his masters right now, you see. So this morning he had to do his analysis, you see, his report analysis, he's doing his research, and was so frustrated. And then it came like, you know what, this thing is not working, and it was a mess. And then it came to my understanding that, wow, you see, sometimes what we do and what we study can affect a lot of things in us. But now the question that came to my head, literally, I told these guys, like, guys, we have a new topic. Just before we started, I was like, today it's gonna be the miracle perspective featuring the student's perspective. I want to understand, does what you study define who you are? Because you see, a lot of times, and it's very common right now. Now, this is a serious situation. It's very common that students are depressed. They fall into depression. They end up suicidal. And they lose their lives because of the pressures they get from school and university and what they are studying. Then it came to my understanding that, is it because that maybe somehow we get to school and we forget who we are? We forget that there is us before we get to school. And does what we study really define us? Is it that deep to a point where we need to now think of taking our lives away or falling into depression? But now I came to understand that we get into a different environment from wherever we come from, different backgrounds, wherever we come from, and we get to this place where we just have to adopt a new culture and we are exposed to different things. It's a lot of pressure. And whatever we're studying, those degrees, whatever we're pursuing, those materials, they make us lose ourselves, you see. Then I decided, let me just go around and ask students, who are they? And does what they do define who they are? And I don't know. Let's go in and hear their perspective.
Let's go.
So guys, this is an interesting one because I met these two ladies, Tamara and Kiara. Busy taking their own selfies, minding their own business. And we were passing by with our own car, you see. Then I realized, I saw these ladies, I'm like, these are the people that are supposed to be on the video. And my guys in the car, they were like, what are you talking about? I just pulled over and I went to them. And here we are in the video.
But my question is, why did you come to us? Because we were just taking selfies, minding our own business, trying to do us. Now you just have to come here on some. Can you please be in my video? What attracted you to us?
Let's just believe that everything happens for a reason, right?
All right,
Yeah.
great. I mean, we are looking the part, so.
You are looking the part as well. I mean, look, everything is just on point. But otherwise, guys, I'm asking the question. Everybody finds this question mind-boggling because nobody knows the exact answer to this question, and I don't believe there is a right or wrong to this question. The question of who are you? But specifically to you guys, I want to ask you, does what you are studying fit into who you are, or does it define who you are? What can you say around that question?
All right, that is a very deep, a very personal, and a very intimate question. Asking somebody, who are you? So from my point of view, I feel like a lot of us define ourselves based on other people's perception of us.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, if somebody tells you that you're kind, you are smart, you're very compassionate, we tend to embody those qualities, but we don't really take the time to really see and dig deep into ourselves if we really are that person, especially when we're alone. So in other words, we need to sit with ourselves, and when we're alone at night, when we're sleeping, when we're deep into our own thoughts, that's when we can really process, okay, am I this person that other people say that we are?
Wow.
We should not take other people's opinions of us as to really be that
That's the
person.
reality.
It's not the real person that we
Wow.
are. We can only really define ourselves as to who we are as a human being when we are alone. When there's no one around us and we are just, we might be reading a book, we might be watching a video, and that's really us behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So personally for me, I feel like I am a spiritual human being having a human experience. And that it's going to take a lot of struggling, a lot of challenges to find out who I am. But one of the main challenges to really find out who you are is self-love. You cannot really know yourself if you do not love yourself. If there is no self-love, then trust me, you do not know yourself.
Can you hold it right? That is cheating. You have said a lot of deep things. You see, I don't even know which one to catch because everything you said. I hope the people understand what you're saying because it's really deep. But let me hold it there. I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
Let me get to
Alright.
Kiara. Kiara, what's your
Yes.
take?
Well, it's actually funny because we just came from lunch and we were actually discussing who we are and what we think of ourselves. And it's funny how when people ask you, who
That was
are
before
you?
I met you,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
yes. So it's funny how when people ask you, who are you? What are your attributes? Immediately you hesitate and you're like, I don't know. Or you're too shy to actually tell them who you are, or you don't have the confidence. And for me, to answer your question, I feel that the degree I am studying, it has broken me, it's made me in some ways. So it definitely has influenced
Yeah.
me because this degree puts you through certain trials and you go through trivial things on a daily basis that either make you stronger or weaker. So I can definitely say that this degree, this whole university concept, has definitely been part of molding me into the person I am today and I'm going to be one day because I've learned how to deal with people, how
Wow.
to interact with people, how to deal with stress and everything. So to answer your question,
Wow.
yes.
So basically, what I'm gathering from what you're saying is that education does help one.
It
become-
does. It does. Because you know what? We have a certain mentality. And being able to mix with other people that have different mentalities, you learn a lot. And you change your perspective on life as well. Because you see, no, I thought this way, but now this person thinks this way. Maybe this is the right way. So in essence, you do find yourself more getting into education and learning more about the broader world out there.
Are you also doing agribusiness?
And I'm doing financial sciences.
Love money.
Don't all
Love
women.
making money.
So you wanted to say more? You want to take it forward?
Well, since Kiara did touch on the question of does your degree relate to who you
To
are,
who you are, yeah.
I feel like yes and no, because I feel like agriculture is something I'm only really going into because the state that our country is in, the state of South Africa is in its more political issues, you know, the whole land reformation that's going on right now with Julius Malema, and I feel like they're gonna demand a lot more agricultural specialists in the future. So it's really, I feel like a degree that's in demand right now, and it's something that I am gonna do to pay my bills. It's just the rawest form, the most deepest, like truest thing that I'm saying. I'm not going to be one of those people that say that yes, I'm passionate about it. Yes, I am. I am passionate about my degree. Look, I am passionate about it, but like
yeah.
I am. Like I really am
Okay.
passionate about it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like we have to be smart in this day and age as to what we choose to study, because not everything pays.
You're right. You're really right. And you know what I get from what you're saying, yeah? A lot of times we lose our ways in what we are doing. And we forget who we are. And what we are doing shapes us into something else that we are not. But now the next question is, are we really what we are at that time? Okay, now it's deep. It's really deep. Okay, let me not go there. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much, right? What you said, guys, is so deep. I'm even failing to internalize it. I'm only gonna internalize it when I watch it on Monday.
You can do that, but I mean, you've been also deep for us because you're asking us questions that we don't ask ourselves.
Exactly, and it's made us reflect and think about what we actually want in our lives and who we are, and that has resonated with us today. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Everybody come. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It was
Wonderful.
awesome doing this video. Shout out to you guys.
Oh,
Hope
shout
all
out.
the studying goes well. If you are UP students,
Yeah.
please, I hope you guys
Even
fly
for
at
the
UP.
other ones.
Yes, fly at UP, don't crawl. Like, you know
Even
what
for
I'm
vets.
saying? Even for
Even
vets,
for
UJ,
UCT.
UCT,
And
guys,
W, whatever.
whatever university you are
That's
at,
the point.
you will graduate. You will wear that graduation gown. Please do best and peace.
Mugel! Guys, I'm getting the perspective of students today. And I disturbed these guys. They were walking, minding their own businesses, and I just went up to them and be like, hey guys, please join us. And they were like, yeah, we are good to that. The question is simple, guys. I'm asking everybody the question, who are you? But my whole idea is to understand what is your understanding around the question, who are you? You see, and since you are at school, whatever you're studying, does it define who you are at the end of the day? So let me start with Scott next to me. Scott, what do you say, man?
I'd say this is for a job interview, right?
Yeah.
So basically, you look at what you're good at. So your strengths, you just tell them your strengths, what like your skills, your soft skills, if you're honest, hardworking, all of that. So then you can also look at the company you're applying for. What do they stand for? And then you can also add what your skills are that could work with
For
the
the
company.
company.
Yeah.
Nice
And-
perspective.
Yeah.
So, Jean, what do you say, man? Like, with what you're studying, do you think it defines you? Or does it make you a certain way?
Well, what you study is different because me personally, I'm studying IT, but most guys you see studying IT, they wear the hoodies, they're behind the
Yeah.
computer, they just chill.
Yeah.
But then you get me, if you see me, you wouldn't guess I'm studying IT, you'd probably guess sport medicine, something easier, something easier. So what you're studying doesn't necessarily define you as a person because your personal traits and everything that you have is what mostly says of what you are and who you are as a person. So yeah.
So it's more of your personality before the course you're studying.
Yes. Exactly.
Nice. Andre, tell us, man.
Yeah, I think I would like to add to what John Mark said. Like your personality being formed by your cultural background, and then as well with what you started studying, the people you interact with there, especially like I know everybody hates group assignments, but there you actually start to learn people, see their viewpoints, and they just start to think like them and work together as teams. So yeah, I think that's where.
So basically, one of the best ways to identify yourself in a school setup or in an education setup is to expose yourself into group discussions with other people.
Yeah,
Because at least you get to learn other people as well as put yourself in the same situation.
I mean, like seek discomfort.
Sick discomfort. Wow, man. And Bright, tell us, Seth.
Well, the question of who are you, I think it revolves around like who are you, your own identity, and the things you believe in, the things you love, the things you're good at. Starting from a personal perspective, it may be like, who are you? Where do you come from? The area where you come from, where you grew up, how you grew up, and then coming to the academic side or the professional side, it's a matter of what are you studying, what are you good at, what are your beliefs in your field of study, and then I wouldn't say much about the workplace because like I'm not there yet. You get how
All
it
right.
goes.
But the cultural stuff that you come with, your beliefs and all that, it all comes into play when you come to a setup like school, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, thank you so much for your perspective. I appreciate it so much. You'll see yourself on TV.
So great.
Any shout outs?
Shout out to everyone in House Towel /Booker Notes. We love you guys.
Number one, they love you too. Share the link to them.
We will.
Sharp, thank you guys. Nice. So right now, guys, I am with the students, and one of them is this friend of mine that I met. He was walking on his way, minding their own business with this lady, and I told them the same question. You know, we've been talking about the same thing for weeks now, and I just want to get the students' perspective. And please remind me your name. I forgot. Alghar. Now, what do you think around the question, who are you?
Okay, so I'm gonna speak in Afrikaans because I'm not that good in English.
It's
Alright, but die vraag wie is ek, sal ek sê is dis 'n baie oop vraag eintlik, want mense nie baie direk kan antwoord nie, maar my sin van wie ek is ek is op hierdie oomblik, my naam is Alfred Nel, ek is by Universiteit van Pretoria gestudeer hierso, BCom, so ja, ek is besig om my pad vorentoe eintlik vir my te probeer verbreek en ja,
So tell me, what do you think what you are studying right now fits into who you are personally?
Ja, ek sê dit wat ek studeer is wat ek wil doen en omdat ek in die besigheidswêreld wil ingaan vorentoe studeer ek dink ek die regte ding.
What are you studying right now, by the way?
BCom General.
Bilcom General.
Yeah.
Okay. Quite an interesting perspective from a BCom student. Let me get your perspective. Your name is again?
My name is Myon Skuman, and it's actually a very difficult question. I think I'm going to translate into Afrikaans now.
It's time to shift.
Yes. Ek dink wie is ek? It's important for me. It's belangrik vir my om elke dag voluit te lewe en elke dag te groei in jouself en veral in die rigting wat ek studeer. I'm doing actually BC Biological Sciences now. I want to do some vet sciences.
I
Really?
did that in the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And therefore, especially in that direction, you really need to grow every day. In yourself, your Guinness, and yes.
So, do you think what you're studying right now, it's taking you in the direction of who you are personally?
Yes, I definitely think so because, like I said, I believe in this is also a thing to change. If you change yourself, and especially for me, helping animals and everything change their lives, it would be very nice. Yes,
That's nice. Wow, I like the perspective because now you're talking in terms of other living things as well. Meaning, we coexist. We are not living alone. You see, we are human beings, but we live with trees, with animals, and we need to be in sync and help each other grow well. Wow, thank you so much, guys, for your perspective.
Very big pleasure.
And I'm gonna put this video on YouTube.
Okay.
People will watch you.
Okay.
You'll be famous.
Okay.
So guys, here I am with Trudy and Esperanza. Trudy, tell me, how are you?
I'm okay.
Are you okay? Just okay.
I'm alive.
Alright. Esperanza, como estás?
Estou bem, não sei como estás.
Estou bem. Obrigado. That's Portuguese, guys. It's Portuguese. You won't understand. If you're not Portuguese, you must be like us. Okay. Guys, I'm asking everybody the same question of who are you? But today I'm specifically talking about the issue of education and what you're studying. Does it define who you are? Or does it change who you are in any way? Let me start with you, Trudy. What do you think?
It doesn't define who I am as a person. It does give me the confidence, and I can actually reason with different people and be taken serious. And I swear that's one very important thing.
Yeah. People take you seriously when you're
Yeah, you can
educated.
converse with different people and they take you serious because you have a degree.
Wow.
Yeah, am I
That's what I
lying?
said.
Yeah.
You're right, actually.
Yeah.
And it's
So
fair.
it doesn't really define me. It just molds me. It just molds me and makes me a better person. And I reason more logically and I make more sense. But it doesn't define who I am is something different.
And you're studying geology.
Yes, geology.
Espa, tell us. Can I brigade? That's what it is. What do you think about that? Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, so seriously, education, it does not define who I am, to be honest. Okay, it might have an impact on molding me or shaping me about the path that I want to follow, but it doesn't define who I am. For me, I feel like who I am, I define who I am according to my purpose. Yeah, so it's like before education is there, before you understand anything, or maybe let's put the education factor aside. What are you? What do you want to be? Or why are you here? Why are you alive? The minute you find those answers for yourself, then education just comes in as a second factor. Yeah. So.
And by the way, let me just give you a background story about Hope. Ne? Hope got to the University of South Africa. She's from Mozambique. When she got here, she couldn't speak any language, any South African language, not even English. She had to go through the whole year learning English and get into the degree that she's enrolled for right now. And when you can't speak a language in a certain place where you have to live for the next, let's say, 4 or 5 years of your study life, does that not have any influence or impact to you as a person? Does that not change you as a person in any way?
It does not change you actually, because you learn a lot from that. You have to get used to a new environment. You have to get used to new things, and especially the language that is a barrier all the time. But it does not change your purpose, because it's something that you have defined already, and you want to go according to that. So you will struggle, you will go through all the language barriers and the new environment. Because I mean, South Africa is small compared to Mozambique, but it does not change who you are.
Wow!
Yeah.
So the most important thing, according to what you're saying here, It's your purpose.
Yes, find your purpose. The minute you find your purpose, everything will follow.
Wow.
Nothing will get into way when you know exactly what you want to do and why are you doing it.
Yo, guys.
Because your purpose is you.
Exactly.
That is you.
The reason you're here is who you are.
Ooh, guys. No, those people are deep. Guys, I met a bunch of deep people in my life. Whoa. And you know, I understand what you're saying because Steve Jobs didn't finish school. Bill Gates didn't finish school. These are the rich guys.
And they're living their purpose.
Exactly.
They know themselves.
So education does not tell who you are.
No.
Thank you. There you have it, guys. Hope and Trudy. Thank you so much, ladies. Give me a hug.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See yourselves on Monday, 9 p.m.
Wow, okay.
Right now, I am with Bapumzi. Met this girl in 2015. Mamelodi Initiative. And right now, as you know me, I just gate crush everybody. We were passing by, she's coming from work at the university. And I told her I want to give an interview, and here we are.
Yes.
Bapumzi, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
And I want to ask you the question of, I don't want to ask you who are you, but I want to ask you what's your perspective around the question who are you, in specific to what you are studying, because I understand you're doing your master's.
Yes.
And you're working also.
Correct.
Does that define who you are? Does education define who you are?
Okay, so I think it's a very loaded question. I think it's also a very difficult question. I think education gives us an opportunity to understand more about who we are.
Gives us an opportunity.
So, you know, you learn your limits, your strengths, your weaknesses as you get educated. It also exposes you to different realities, different ways of thinking that are actually just mirrors. It mirrors into certain truths about you as a person. So, I mean, I know doing my master's now, I've done a degree that was 4 years. And only in my final year and my first master's year have I actually started to discover more about myself through my study.
Wow.
I started to see people that think like me, and sometimes there were, you know, ideas that I had about the world and what was right with it and what was wrong with it that I couldn't put into words fully. And as I started to study, I was like, oh, that makes sense, that resonates with who I am. So having a degree, no, that doesn't define it. But does education help you understand more of who you are? Yes, absolutely. Because then you are exposed to more than just what you've been forced to be exposed to through upbringing, through, you know, where you were located, your surroundings. It gives you much more broader exposure.
You know, you said something very profound. Ne? It's almost, it resonates with something that Lungelo, the person I interviewed last week, she said we need to get to a place where we define our personal, we have our SWOT analysis, a personal SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses. And you mentioned that, to say that education helps us to get our strengths, weaknesses, and all that.
Yeah.
So it's so profound to think that, wow, I don't believe in coincidence, but everything happens for a reason.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
And you're giving me the same answers that someone gave me. Wow.
So it's feeding into onto this tree. Yeah. And I think it's also important to know that when you speak about strengths, weaknesses, etc., you know, education it's created by people, right? People think about concepts, they put it into words, and they share it, and they share a part of who they are, right? And as human beings, I think we're more connected than we believe. So as we are exposed to more, as we take in more other people's ideas that have been formulated into some structural education system or curriculum, we're actually getting into the minds and beings of other people.
Wow! You are deep. Do you know you're deep? Are you hearing yourself?
It's just
what?
I mean, yeah, and that's just how I see it.
Please say it again. Say it again.
Oh wow!
What
no.
you just said. It's the last thing you're saying.
It's recorded.
No. Say it again.
So
education is
made by other people.
Yeah.
Right? Who observed things in the world and they shared their perspective on it.
And they put it
together. And we are now beneficiaries of those legacies. But we also get to create those legacies and extend them. So it never stops. Education is not this fixed thing. You know, we also have the ability to educate through our own being, right? So you said, who are you? You are a contributor. You're a contributor to the greater space of learning and knowledge and wisdom and helping others discover who they are, like what you do, right? Like you do this with the intention of helping people answer questions that they seek to answer about themselves. But I definitely want to emphasize that you aren't defined by a degree. You aren't defined by a job or the absence thereof. You're certainly defined before those things come into existence. But those things are certainly ways of expressing your being, and they help amplify or help you understand and discover things about yourself that perhaps when you are not being exposed, you would not be able to discover.
This is too deep for me now. I wasn't ready.
You're the one who stopped me on my way home.
Thank you so much, man.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
Guys, that's Mapumzi. Mapumzi is doing law, by the way. Yeah. Master's level.
Master.
Levels. Thank you. So guys, you heard it yourself. There we go. A lot of people are saying, indeed, what you study doesn't define who you are. And I agree, man. But at the end of the day, I hope we can get to a position, a situation where we understand that whatever it is that we are doing on earth, you see, Hope said something along the lines of your purpose defines who you are and not what you do, like the things, the materialistic things that we pursue in life. Yes, that's part of our lives, but it doesn't really define who you are. At the end of the day, guys, if I can achieve anything out of this video, is to get to a position where people now understand that there is more to yourself than every other thing that's happening externally. So, guys, my invitation is simple. Let us explore on this question. Get into the comment area. Put your views, man. I mean, we are helping each other. We are helping each other get to a position of a place where we can really understand that life is more important and life is precious by understanding who you are. So, from me to you guys, it's all love. Trying to tone it down because it's really serious. Thinking about whatever everybody was saying has just got me to actually introspect myself into understanding who I am. Everything that I do, everything that I have to my name, it's not really me. Those are the things that I get, but there's me inside. So hopefully we can get to a place where we'll understand that there's more to life. And I'm going to continue with this question until we get to the bottom of it. Hopefully we will get there. But we are getting there, I believe that. So catch on the train. Let's move. Let's share this video. Post it. Share the link. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember to subscribe. I've never invited anyone to subscribe. This is the first time I do this because it's very important that we subscribe and we get the next upload of the videos. It's finished. Boom!
Just do what you gotta do.
I'm out dancing you, Baboom. Okay. Oh.